Oh yeah. Oh, we're doing this. So you want a movie with horror, comedy, drama, vampires, vengeance, action, political debates? That movie exists. And let me tell you.
It's pretty good.
So the reason I want to talk about this movie is obviously it's Halloween. I was looking through the HBO Max tab for horror movies, and this one popped up. Now, me and my girlfriend both have very different stories about when this movie released. I saw the trailer, and I immediately thought, well, that looks fucking ridiculous. I definitely have to see it. So when a friend of mine said, hey, you want to go with me to the midnight release? My date dropped out to it. I said, hell yeah. I mean, why not? I had a great time. I loved it. I enjoyed the movie. It was super fun. I still enjoy the movie to this day. My girlfriend, on the other hand, she watched this Lincoln. And she sat all the way to the credits until she finally said, where were the vampires the whole time? So obviously whenever it popped up, I thought, well, perfect opportunity for me to watch a great movie that I enjoy and for her to watch a movie that, she never really got to watch. So, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. Wild name for wild ride of a movie. It came out in 2012 and was directed by, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. And it is essentially a movie that consists of a bunch of characters played by a bunch of people that you know from a million other projects, and then one actor that you don't know from anything. He plays Lincoln, but I guess it's kind of cool because you don't associate him with like a big actor. But while I was watching it, I couldn't help but think, what were the reviews on this? Because when it came out, I never really paid attention to movie reviews or critics or anything like that. So I went ahead and looked it up, and oh shit, people really fucking hated this movie. Okay, it's a pretty good movie, and it's not even that long. It's only like a quick 2.5. Oh. Oh shit. It's less than 2 hours. Okay, so I guess the movie dips a little bit. It has some pacing issues. I'll admit it. There's some goofy stuff in it, and so I get why people didn't, think it was a perfect movie, but hell, what movie really is perfect anyway? But bear with me, I promise you, there is a lot of good stuff in here. And so that's pretty much why we're talking about it, is I want to go over, the good stuff and some of the goofy shit. So now that I'm done rambling, let's hear me ramble some more.
Mr. President, will you please be quiet? Suck my presidential cock, bitch!
And don't ask about the mystery scandal. It's not important. So in the movie actually starts off, we see Abe and his friend. His friend happens to be black, so of course, there's a lot of like racist stuff that happens in the beginning shot. But one of the examples of like the really good stuff in this movie is like, look at this amazing shot right here. I hate to glorify it because it's an awful fucking thing, but it is an amazing shot. But we find out during the scene that Lincoln's dad owes a bunch of debts to this guy, Jack Bartz, who's just a typical piece of shit. And of course that debt ends up being paid in the form of the life of his loved ones because, dude's a vampire. So we get a time jump to where, his dad's passed away as well, and Lincoln's grown up. He's about my age, I think. And he's sitting in a bar. He's just getting drunk. He's getting ready to go and try to take revenge. But something I actually want to talk about in regards to the scene coming up is the fact that when I was scripting this video, I was watching it by myself, at night. Like, just don't do that. Like, there's some, I mean, unless you're trying to get scared. I mean, if that's what you want, I mean, it is a horror movie. But people do watch horror movies to get scared. If that's your thing, cool. I'm a little bitch, so yeah, no, that scared the shit out of me. There are some really fucking scary shots in this movie, like, whew. But anyway, Howard Stark finds him in the bar and says, you know, you only get drunk like that if you're trying to kill a man or kiss a girl, and he, you know, bumps him, and Abe drops a gun, and you know, this is only important because it kind of comes into play at the end of the movie, just like the scene at the beginning. But afterwards, man, we get this intense-ass scene where Abe has to, like, get this bullet off the floor and grab it and load it in time, and he tries to shoot Jack, and you know, he clearly doesn't know how to use a gun, or, like, he's just not very good with one, but the whole scene is just like, dude, holy shit, and, like, he does end up shooting him in the eye, but, you know, obviously it's not a silver bullet, doesn't do anything, but, like, oh, man. It's such a cool scene. And then there's a crazy-ass combat scene. Like, right afterwards, we get this crazy jump scare in the middle of all of it. And all of this, we're only like 10 minutes into the freaking movie. Fucking bad movie, my ass. So Abe's knocked out, but when he wakes up, he meets Howard Stark, learns all about the vampires, all that good stuff. The only thing I want to bring up about the scene is Howard, like, just walks over a bunch of glass, and it's like, I get that, like, the whole scene is like, it's trying to show, like, something's off about him, like, you know, he's weird, he doesn't feel the pain or something like that, and it's supposed to kind of allude to the fact that, you know, spoiler alert, he's a vampire. But, like, why is the glass all over the floor in the first place? You're a vampire. You're supposed to have class and be neat and nice and sexy, I guess, because everything is these days. But anyway, whenever he does finally agree to teach Abe, you know, kind of tricks and tools of the trade, we get this epic training montage.
In the weeks that followed, Henry endeavored to impart a lifetime of...
And look at that transition. That is awesome. That is fucking art, man. You cannot tell me, like, and this movie's full of shit like that. We get a small bit where Abe lets one of his associates know that he's gonna start wearing his hat.
This suit makes me look ridiculous.
Nonsense. But that hat makes you look ridiculous. Come on.
Hey, forget about it, Abe.
But I always want to wear that hat now.
Forget about the hat, Abraham.
But finally, he goes after his first vampire. He does an ultra sit-up. And, that is so fucking cool. After that, we get the scene where he goes to this dance and, like, actually, you know, properly gets to meet and flirt with his wife. And, she says this.
I came to Springfield looking for someone different, someone whose life was a bit more adventurous.
Shots fired, am I right? But okay, I really wanted to show this because next he goes after his second vampire. And this happens. And I couldn't help but think, something seems super familiar about this. I can't possibly think of where I might have seen something like this before. Must be nothing. So we see a little montage where he hunts a few more, and then he straight up tells Mary, like, his whole thing that he does, like the fact that he's a vampire hunter, and that's what he does, spends his nights doing and everything.
You really want to know the truth, Mary? Each and every night, I go out hunting vampires with an axe. A special silver axe. She
just doesn't believe him? Like, I mean, I guess it is a wild-ass, crazy thing to believe, but, like, we'll get to it later why that's kind of important, that she doesn't believe him right now. So, the next thing we see is this. Is that basket a vampire? Should we do something about that? So, Falcon shows up, and him and Abe are, you know, kind of rekindling the old friendship, and they immediately get sent to jail because, you know...
Slavery!
But when this happens, it frustrates Lincoln and it inspires him. It makes him want to do something. So what does he do? He kills 1 million vampires. Nah, I'm just fucking with you. He just gets into politics. But he goes after Jack Bart's first. So there's a lot of cool bits in this scene, a lot of cool shots. I wanted to mention that I think that it really helps that it gets kind of that sepia tone and that there's a bunch of dust everywhere, because I think that really, really, like, covers the fact that the CGI is a little bit, you know, iffy. But overall, I mean, I think it still holds up today. It looks pretty dang good. And like I said, there's a ton of... damn it. Anyway, as I was saying, this whole thing is full of a bunch of cool shots. Now, there are quite a few moments that are really sad because, you know, obviously a bunch of horses are, you know, in the crossfire of this entire battle. But, like, this throw... Holy shit, the way that he recovers from it. Dude! You gonna tell me that wasn't one of the coolest fucking things you've ever seen?
I don't believe you.
So, of course, the battle builds up to and concludes in the death of Jack Bart's and how it happens. He's got a fucking axe gun. An axe gun. An axe gun. An axe gun. Axe gun. Come on, man. You're so cute. You're such a little cutie. Yes, you are. Hey guys, so I'm editing this video and I realized that I totally forgot to mention, in between these parts, we found out that Henry's a vampire. It's this big reveal. It doesn't really matter, in all honesty, throughout the whole movie. It just kind of shows why he knew everything and why he doesn't feel pain, all that bullshit. The main reason I wanted to bring it up is because we get this scene. So yeah, bit dramatic for transformation. I know it's supposed to be like emotional, like he can't control himself, but what the fuck, man? I just thought that was hilarious. Wanted to make sure I included that. All right, hope you guys are enjoying the video. Then Abe proposes. They get married by discount Hank Pym, but then Falcon gets captured, and we get the awesome plantation scene. Unfortunately, I think at the time they showed a lot of this in the trailer, but I mean, still an awesome scene nonetheless. I mean, we get this. And that. And this. Pretty dang sick, if you ask me. The only thing that I don't get is that when Abe runs into the party, like, all the vampire, like, the party was full of like 100 vampires or some shit. And the second that he runs in, they could have just all turned on him and instantly torn him to pieces, or just instantly subdued him without any of them dying. But instead, almost all of them, with the exception of like 3 or 4 up on this balcony, just straight up leave. And it's like, why? But anyway, I mean, I guess if that happened, there wouldn't be a scene, would there? So this is when the presidential campaign starts, and it kind of dips. That's how you make an entrance! One thing I did want to bring up is when they're discussing the war and what's going on, how everything's, going to shit. There's this weird thing, I'll play it.
Willie?
Yeah, no, I don't like that. I mean, I get why Abe did it. Why'd he do it? This is a part in the movie where they did something very interesting, and it's a little bit insensitive, I guess, to the fact that their son actually did tragically die when he was like in his infancy, when he was very young, and they used that as a plot point, and they make it to where he like. It's basically just, this twist where he's a vampire hunter, got worked into that, and that's how he dies, is he, they were taking revenge on him and, trying to, I guess, draw him out. But right after he dies, Mary's sitting there, and she's like, dude, you lied to me, and she, like, gets super mad at him, and, like, accuses him of keeping this whole vampire thing a whole secret the entire time. But no, he didn't. He told you exactly what he was doing. He laid it all out for you. He said exactly what he did. Told you what he was spending every night doing. That's why I was talking about it earlier. Is because, like, if you you chose not to believe him. He didn't lie. He didn't keep it a secret. That was your choice not to believe him. He told you the truth. And this causes Abraham to, like, apologize and feel horrible about it. Like, dude, you didn't lie. You gave her a chance to believe what you told her, and she chose not to, and you never really brought it up again. You didn't sit there and go, oh, no, I'm out doing this or that. You never really said you were doing anything. I mean, like, I guess they're trying to kind of make a twist on, like, oh, maybe Honest Abe wasn't so honest after all, but, like, he still kind of was. He kept his honesty and integrity, in my opinion, anyway. That's like if this happened. Hey, man, so, what have you been doing all night? I mean, I noticed that you were going out, like, kind of early in the afternoon, and then you're gone until, like, 2 or 3 in the morning. Like, I mean, what's going on with you, man? You've been kind of acting a little weird? Okay, yeah, you're right. I've been acting real weird, and it's because I've been gambling. I'm sorry. I've been meaning to tell you I've been spending... No, you're not. What do you mean? What do you mean I'm not? Yes, I am. Yeah, no, you're not. It's actually kind of quite a problem. This is kind of a cry for help. I mean, it's a funny joke and all, but I don't believe that you're gambling. That's clearly too... No, you wouldn't do that kind of thing. Okay, I guess I'll keep not doing it then. Dude, where'd all our money go? What happened to the house? Where's the car? What did you do? I gambled it all away on accident. Oh my God, how could you? How could you keep this from me? How could you not tell me? How? You liar. You liar. I mean, I told you. You didn't tell me. You kept this a secret from me. How could you? I did. I mean, at least I tried. No, I can't. I don't even want to look at you right now. I didn't mean to hide it from you, but I mean, I guess I'm sorry for that too. No. You know what? Whatever. I'm gonna go suck off some guy for more gambling money. Wait, what? What? So they realize that they need to use silver to, win the war because there's a bunch of vampires on the other side, and they start collecting all the silver. They start, killing all the vampires. I do think it's kind of funny that, like, it seems like he knew there were vampires on the other side, but it took him, like, a good minute to have the revelation that we need to use silver. And, like, bruh, like, you knew that. Your axe is coated in silver for a reason. So when they start winning, of course, he gets betrayed. There's got to be some sort of conflict. The dude who betrays him, this dude, John Speed, I don't know if he's a real person in history. I'm not sure. He probably is. I'm not, the biggest history buff. But, I mean, he dies by, like, redeeming himself. And, like, he betrayed him, but it was a double betrayal. He actually betrayed the vampires, and it was this. It's played off as this big thing, but like, he's barely mattered like the entire movie. Like, he's been there the entire time. I mean, he's this guy.
But that hat makes him look ridiculous. Come on.
But like, I felt like no emotional attachment to this guy whenever everything happened with him. Like, I mean, I guess it works. Like, it couldn't have really been Anthony Mackie's character because, like, it wouldn't have made any sense. So, I mean, I guess I get it. But, like, I don't know. It was just a little bit weird. I feel like they should have actually, because the whole time they kind of made him out to be an asshole. So, I mean, it's just weird. They should have made him more lovable and made him more of a, a cool guy that, you actually want to be a good guy. Okay, so another couple things I wanted to mention. During this last scene, the last major battle, this scene with Anthony Mackie and with the dude who's playing Abe, like, dude, just so much about it is just so sick. I mean, I fucking love it. You've got them passing the axe back and forth. They've got this epic teamwork going on that, like, you didn't even really know they had, and honestly wasn't even built up. But it just looks fucking sick. It's so fucking satisfying to watch, and there are so many badass shots throughout the entire fucking scene. It's insane. Another thing I wanted to mention really quick about the whole finale is I love that slowly throughout that final act they get rid of everyone's weapons so that the only thing that Abe has left is that silver locket to take Adam out, and it's a really cool little detail that I thought they added. But to wrap up the movie, essentially the vampires think that they're intercepting the train that's got all the silver on it, that they're about to melt down into ammo or whatever, and it's the wrong train. There's this huge fight on the train, and there's a ton of awesome shots all throughout. Abe kills the head vampire by, like, punching him through. I'm done with it. They reveal that there's a separate railroad that another train's on that actually has the silver. The vampire bitch that killed their son gets killed by Mary, Abe's wife. We see the Gettysburg Address get given, and then, eventually he goes to the theater. But not before Henry tried to turn him into a vampire, which I think would have been fucking wild if they decided to, like, say, yeah, Abe decided to become a vampire and is immortal and is, like, still walking among us. But no, they didn't. He goes to the theater, and of course it's like, if you would have just taken it, man, or at least decided, you know what, I don't want to go to the theater. But one thing I did want to mention during that train scene is at one point Howard Stark saves Falcon and Abe, and it looks very, very reminiscent of that helicopter scene in Captain America Winter Soldier, I think. Wait. Captain America and Falcon and Howard Stark and a discount Hank Pym. Is this a Marvel movie? But overall, all joking aside, I think this movie is super good. I mean, it's very underrated in my opinion. I mean, it's got a lot of sick imagery, amazing shots. It's got pretty decent writing overall. It's an amazing Elseworld story in my opinion. I mean, I'm being a comic book fan. I'm I'm huge into Elseworld stories, and that's pretty much exactly what this is. So, I mean, I love it. I know I made my jokes earlier, but the pacing actually is not that bad. For being a movie that includes a presidential campaign and, like, a bunch of political debates and, like, a bunch of, like, notes about slavery and racism, you know, I mean, I think it handles it pretty well. It for the most part, makes it pretty interesting, and it kind of breezes through that pretty quickly. Most of the meat of the movie is him learning to hunt them and hunting vampires. So, I mean, if you're looking for a good popcorn flick, or, you know, just a movie to turn your brain off and kind of see some cool shots and just kind of be like, oh, wow, you know, or just a good fun Halloween movie, I definitely recommend it. I'm probably going to be returning to it next year. They do tease a sequel that, I mean, it obviously never happened, but, yeah, it's in the modern day, and Howard Stark bumps a guy, says that same line, gun falls out, and roll credits. But I think if they were to ever do a sequel for this, it doesn't need to be a sequel in modern day or anything like that. No. I think it's got to be something wild sounding, more crazy, more badass. Teddy Roosevelt Werewolf Hunter. Please. Make this a movie. Oh my God, how perfect. If anyone out there watches this, I don't care, you don't even have to give me credit, I don't give a shit, man. Just please, I want to see this movie. Teddy Roosevelt Werewolf Hunter. Come on, that'd be so badass. Oh, it would work so well, and it'd be a perfect sequel. Oh, there's so much potential right there. He basically is a werewolf himself. Come on, like, why is this not a thing yet? But anyway, guys, that's all I have to say. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I really appreciate you guys watching, as always. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Share the video with somebody who, you know, might be into this kind of thing, or, you know, might enjoy the movie itself. And don't forget to leave a comment. Let me know what you guys want to see, if y'all want to see me review any other movies, if y'all enjoyed the video. And let me know what you guys actually think of the movie itself. Do y'all enjoy it? Do y'all think I'm crazy? Is it underrated, or is it really kind of a trash heap to you guys? What's y'all's opinion on it? I'd love to hear it. But I'm sure you're probably tired of hearing my stinky ass voice and seeing my sweaty ass face. So, as always, I really appreciate you guys watching. I hope y'all enjoyed the video, and I hope y'all have a spectacular day.